If you've talked to any veteran that's been into a foreign war over the last couple decades, typically what they'll say about the Beretta 9mm sidearm is that it didn't have enough stopping power and they wish they had something bigger and more powerful. Yet the military went with another 9mm handgun as their sidearm. So I'd like to take a moment and say, with the advancement of weapon technology, I'm very, very surprised that they went with a 9mm. There's so many much better options out there. So what we're going to take a look at is we're going to take a look at 5 handguns that I believe are significantly better than any 9mm handgun out there because of the technology that we have today, which we should be putting in the hands of our service members. Number 1, a 2011. For the obvious reasons. The 1911 was the most successful sidearm in U.S. military history, and to this day is widely used by police and military around the world and competition shooters. But the problem is it's a single stack until you come along with the 2011. Now what you have is you have a double stack 1911. The 2011 is absolutely a handgun the U.S. military should have gone with. It's a no-brainer. It's really the ideal choice, and there's so many manufacturers of it that you really have a lot of options on who you get it from as well. The 45 ACP is a 230 grain bullet coming out at over 1,000 feet per second. You have a double stack 1911 carrying it. There's not a lot of options better than this. Number 2, Rock Island Armory's 22 TCM 2011. Now ultimately what we're looking at here, and I believe this is maybe one of the single best options for the U.S. military, is you have a double stack 1911. However, the 22 TCM is like a 5.56 short or a 223 short. It's a 40 grain bullet coming out at over 2,800 feet per second, giving a 1911 handgun the power of a rifle. And it's a very significant round, and it's a very significant handgun, and I'm incredibly surprised that the military isn't looking at options like this. Number 3, the Springfield XDM 10mm. Now, having a double stack 10mm, a very powerful, a very accurate, and a very reliable Springfield XDM 10mm, this is an outstanding option. You have a 175 grain bullet traveling between 1,500 and 2,000 feet per second. There's a reason why when people hike around bear country, they typically will bring a 10mm, because if it'll drop a bear, it's absolutely going to be an outstanding sidearm for the military. Number 4, FN's 5.7. Now, again, similar to the 22 TCM, it's really like a rifle cartridge in a handgun. Currently, there's 20 plus nations using the 5.7, including U.S. Secret Service and many police departments around this country. More so, NATO has standardized the 5.7 FN, so it's literally approved by NATO as well. Because this is a 30 grain bullet traveling between 2,500 and 3,000 feet per second. It's an outstanding option, and FN Herskell is in the business of making military grade firearms. It's an unusual choice, but it's definitely a lot better than a 9mm. And finally, number 5, the gun that I believe is the single best sidearm for any military police around the world. Regardless of the scenario, I believe this is the best sidearm. It is absolutely the sidearm I would want if I was in any of those scenarios. And that's the 7.5 FK Berno PSD pistol. This is maybe the best handgun ever made, because it's, first and foremost, it's a 30 caliber bullet. You have a .307 inch diameter bullet, which makes this like a .308 short. And you have 15 plus of these. When you have a .308 short traveling 2,000 feet per second out of, and here's another great part about it, out of a CZ format internal rail handgun. And in addition to that, it can be converted into 10mm with just buying an additional barrel and spring. It's really, it's a choice. You know, I'm certain that FK Berno is not in a position to produce enough handguns for the U.S. military. But if it was up to me, this is the path that the U.S. military would be going down. Now, of course, it's not up to me, so they have their 9mm handguns, but if it was up to me, or if I was put in a position where I had a choice of which handgun I brought to a war scenario, it would definitely be one of these 5. Probably, well, most certainly it would be the FK Berno is what I would have on my side. So there you go. There's what I believe to be 5 significantly better handguns than anything the U.S. military even sought after, because they were just looking at 9mm handguns that can be converted from compact to full size. You know, they just were looking for that, and I think that was a big mistake. Obviously, you know, it's the path they went with, but with the technology that we have today, I'm incredibly surprised. So there you go. There's what I believe to be the 5 handguns that are way better than what the U.S. military chose. Way better. Any thoughts or insight or anything that I didn't mention, put that below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.